Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to go back to our roots and we're going to do a tutorial video on how to install these 45 degree, 90 degree ambidextrous AR15 safeties. There are a ton of them out there, but basically they all mount in one of two different ways. And we have the Radian version here on this PSA Mark 12 that we're going to use as an example. And then additionally, we just got these in and this is what spurred this video. So these are the new Aero Precision Pro safety selector, obviously ambidextrous, and it is also 45 or 90 degree throw. And basically I'm going to walk you guys through how to actually install this very product right here. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to roll in sort of a time lapse of how to swap out the Radian versus 45 versus 90. And basically with those two, you guys are going to have a good idea how to do any of the ones out there on the market. It's a pretty simple process, but again, a lot of folks don't know how to do it. So we're going to walk you through that. But before we do that, we do need to thank rather the main channel sponsor, and that is Brownells. Brownells has a ton of stuff out there. This is a little bit of gunsmithing. They have a lot of gunsmithing stuff as well as parts, optics, ammunition, firearms, etc. If you guys are looking for that, check out Brownells. Now let's head inside and get an up close look and see how we install this safety. As you can see here, we have our standard mil-spec 90 degree safety on there, nothing fancy, nothing on the opposite side. So in order to swap that out, the first thing we have to do is take our grip off. And in this case, we have a mag pull, and that has the 3/16 screw in there. Some of them will have a flathead screwdriver, some will have a hex screwdriver. It just kind of depends on what you have. So we're gonna back that out and pull that off. And when we pull our grip off, just be mindful, there is a spring here as well as a detent on the right side of your receiver. Mine, because I actually built this lower, has a little bit of lithium grease on there, so it's a little bit less likely to go flying, but a lot of your OEM ones will not have that. So as we back it off, just be careful. It looks like we have to back that screw out just a little bit more. And there we go. You guys can see the spring in there, and then the detent is up under there. This one may or may not come out. Again, they have some lithium grease on there, so it might kind of be stuck, which is kind of good. That's kind of how you want it. However, most of you guys who are using factory rifles, your detent will just drop right on out. And then at this point, as soon as I let my finger tension off the safety here, it should pop right out. If it doesn't, knock out the pins in your trigger. Some AR-15 lowers will have a little bit of tension from the trigger. If that is the case, knock your pins out. However, most of the time you will not have to do that. Before we put our ambidextrous safety in, one thing we have to decide is, do we want the 45 or the 90? So the way to know is the longer portion here in terms of the detent, the space between the detent holes is going to be 90, and the shorter is going to be 45. If you want the 45, which we do in this particular case, you have to make sure that that is oriented towards where your detent is going to be on your lower, and additionally oriented down. So in this particular case, it is going to go in our lower receiver just like this, with this portion oriented towards the bottom, just like so. Next up, we're going to slide our detent in there to ensure that we do have engagement with that portion, so that way everything kind of stays tight. At this point, you can put your wings on there, your actual safety levers if you want to, or you can put the actual grip on there. I'm going to go ahead and put the grip on there just because it's going to help keep everything sort of in place with that tension on the detent. There we go. We're not going to tighten anything down, just kind of want it to be in place so that way nothing is moving around. Next up, you have to choose which side you want your long and short lever on. Most of these ambidextrous safeties with the 45-90 degree throw will have a short and a long. Some of them will be a little slimmer on the short side. It just kind of depends. But in this case, we have our short here and then our long. Your long is going to be on wherever your dominant hand thumb is going to be. In my case, I am right-handed, so we're going to put our short lever on the right side of the receiver, if that makes sense. And so basically on these, all you do is kind of just push in for that detent to go down and then slide it over the edge. It's kind of an interesting design, just like that. And for the opposite side, same thing, just with the long lever. So what I'm doing here is just pushing in on this detent and then kind of clipping it down over on the other side. Probably a little bit hard to see on camera, but that is what we are doing. And now we're going to tighten up the screw for our grip. And at this point, we just want to do a double check and make sure everything is working as intended. So we're going to go ahead and attempt to fire the gun. It should not fire because, of course, we are on safe. Push down on our safety lever. At this point, it should work correctly. The trigger, again, does release. And again, Works as promised. Once again, you see that 45-degree throw because we installed it with that short channel on there. And again, if we wanted to do it on the opposite side, same thing. The safety is in place. It should not fire. Push down there and it does fire. So at this point, we're installed. So as y'all just saw, it is a pretty simple process once you know how it's done. Hopefully this video helped some of you guys out. Additionally, like we already mentioned, we're going to roll in at the end how to do it with the Radian safety, because that is a little bit different the way they use their detents. So you guys will see that as soon as I'm done talking. But if you guys like this video, definitely hit the subscribe button. We do a lot of tutorials around here. We did them for years, took a little break, but I think we're gonna get back to it. So hit that subscribe button. If you've done that and you're not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, make sure you sign up for the email at the website here on your screen. This email goes out once a month and it has all the videos since the previous month's email went out. So that way there's no big tech giant censoring your eyes from my content. Additionally, sign up for the daily deals email. You can do that at the website here on your screen. The email goes out every day, as the name indicates. It has some of the best deals that we find around the internet. If the item, whatever it is in the email on a given day, it's the cheapest I know of anywhere on the internet because I've already done the price comparisons for you. So hopefully it saves you guys some time and some money. Additionally, we have a new SMS service. I just actually sent an SMS text right before filming this video of a great deal of something that was in stock. So if you guys are interested in that as well, 1 per day, it's not super spammy. You can sign up for my SMS service at the website here on your screen. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the Radian footage. We'll maybe roll in some music or something like that. And we'll see all of you in the next video.